are recording now.
Woo!
So, welcome back to the Project Gen X podcast. I am one of your hosts, Alan Smith, along with...
I am Big Dave.
And thanks, everybody, for joining us for our 50th episode. That was just out this past week.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed our dive into our individual histories with Star Wars and all of the media around it.
Yeah.
We really didn't get into we could have really gotten into some not comic books, but video game stuff.
Yeah, we could have gone deep.
Yeah, but we were kind of we really didn't want to spend. We didn't want to get too nerdy, is what it came down to, I guess. I mean, we did get nerdy with it, but I think we could have really gotten nerdy if we'd wanted to.
Yeah, that universe is so big that
it
if we
is,
want to later on, we can come back and do a part
we could
two.
Always come back to Star Wars.
We come back and we can bag on the prequels,
yeah,
and then we can come back and we can doubly bag on
and again,
the last three.
It's one of those things that, as we said in that episode, Star Wars is a very Gen X. It's a touchstone for Gen X.
Yeah, it is.
And everybody, from this generation has
memories
and not just memories, but has a real, for the most part, has an affection for it. There are some outliers, people who just
weirdos.
Yeah, want to be stubborn and doesn't want to admit that they like something because everybody likes it, because that's kind of Gen X thing to do as well. So
could be their failed attempt at being cool.
It could be. So anyway, yes, this episode, Dave and I, we're going to get back into one of our subjects that we love so much, which is music. More importantly, we're going to get into lyrics that we love. And
or wish we'd written.
This particular episode has gone through several different.
This one's a hard one for me because I play drums.
Right.
I tend.
So you're not a real musician. So you hang out with a bunch of musicians.
All right. Now that I've turned his microphone off, where we don't have to deal with him anymore. Because I play drums, I tend to be more towards, the music and the groove and all of that. Now, I do like lyrics, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's certain songs that, the lyrics will catch me.
Right.
But the lyrics have got to be pretty catching for me to really attach to them.
Yeah. It was funny when I was putting my list together last night.
Now, that being said...
Yeah, you've got a whole book there, I can see. So it's you went old school. I've got all mine on the iPad. So
I'm a Gen Xer, man. I believe in hard copy.
That when I was putting my list together last night, I was kind of going through like, oh yeah, this song, and I found myself finding that a lot of songs that I really love, it's not the lyrics that draw me in. It's whatever the mood of the song, or it's the music, or it's the melody, or something. And so I kept finding myself going, no. See that the lyric's not that lyric is not what draws me into this song, type stuff.
And that's what catches me most of the time. It's the feeling of the song, or a certain sound of the song, or the way the song's put together.
I will
musically.
say this. I could have probably done an entire list of just Counting Crows or U2 songs of lyrics, but I whittled them down to a couple.
I knew that you would probably have a Counting Crows. So I've got one Counting Crows song that I really, really like. So I included that. Honestly, a lot. I've got, for me, certain bands, for me, the lyrics hit.
Right.
So I've got multiple songs or lyrics from a very few.
Same here. And it's
musicians.
funny. It's funny that got me on my list. When we get into it here in a minute, you'll notice like a couple of bands you would probably be like, I wasn't expecting him to have that many songs by that artist.
Oh, I've got at least one artist that I know you're going to be like, who is that?
Okay, fair enough.
You've probably never heard of them before.
Hey, this is your list and my list both. So it's do you want to do you want to start, or do you want me to?
I'll go ahead. All
right.
Well, the first band that really I keep going back to is Soul Asylum.
Good band.
I mean, Dave, Dave
Perner. Yep. He is a master lyricist. He's a master songwriter, but his lyrics really do jump off the page. Go ahead with yours, and I'll get into mine here in a minute.
I've got several from Soul Asylum. Like the first one I'm going with is Without a Trace. Which is
a good song.
The whole song itself is a great song.
Right.
But when you get to this line, standing in the sun with a popsicle, anything is possible.
With a little luck and a lot,
with a lot of luck and a pretty face and some time to waste. I mean that alliteration of popsicle and possible.
Oh, I know.
I mean that's, and then another lyric out of that song is the last verse. Really, I tried to dance at a funeral, New Orleans style. I joined the Grave Dancers Union. I had to file.
Right.
Trying to do the right thing, play it straight. The right thing changes from state to state.
Yeah.
Don't forget to take your mace if you're out working late.
That's right.
I mean,
I know
that line. The right thing changes from state to state.
Yeah, I know. That was one back in the early '90s when I got Grave Dancers Union.
Yeah.
That pop jumped off the cassette at the time when I had it.
Exactly.
And I remember driving in my car listening to it. I'm like, oh, dude, this is a great song, And then lyrically, it makes it even better. So yeah.
The next one I've got from Soul Asylum is Misery.
I almost put that one on there because it's got some great. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it starts off. They say misery loves company. Mm-hmm. We should start a company and make misery.
Right.
Frustrated Incorporated. Does the first verse and it comes back. We could build a factory and make misery. We create the cure. We made the disease.
Exactly.
Frustrated Incorporated.
I
mean, that's.
I like the put me out of my misery, all you suicide kings, or all you suicide kings and you drama queens.
Yeah.
Forever after happily making misery.
Yeah.
That's a great. That is. I went since you're on. Is that all your Soul Asylum?
No, I've got like.
Oh, okay.
I've got like two more.
Okay, go ahead then.
The entire song "Bittersweet."
Bittersweet Heart.
Bittersweet Heart. You just go listen to the whole song. This whole song.
That's that is off of
Dim Light.
Let Your Dim Light Shine.
Yeah.
Which there are sometimes bands have longevity, over many decades and stuff. Sometimes bands will put together. Sometimes you get those one album wonders. Sometimes you get bands like Soul Asylum who have a solid.
They started putting out albums in the mid-'80s.
I know they'd been around for a long time, and they had actually broken up.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and then they got back together and recorded Grave Dancers Union.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden,
that was the one that caught fire.
They were one of the biggest bands all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But between Grave Dancers Union and Let Your Dim Light Shine, and I would even go into Candy from a Stranger. Those three albums.
We saw those guys at Riverfront.
I know. I've seen them multiple times.
Album.
But those three albums are like a solid trilogy of albums that you can't go wrong with. Go ahead.
Bittersweet Heart starts out. Why you always want to get the best of me? I'm like a seeing-eyed dog and I can't even see. Mm-hmm. They're naked and they're following my master who is blind, and my mind is gone to pieces. I could use some peace of mind.
Right.
I mean, it's just the wordplay back and forth is just, and the rest of the song is like that.
Right.
It's the same with String of Pearls.
Dude, This
song is one great big circle.
Loop. It's one big circular story. It starts in one place, and it has one of the best resolutions of a story of the way that it comes back in at the end. Yeah.
I mean, that whole song.
I agree.
This is a work of art.
It really is, and it's it goes into some kind of absurd places, but it really does tell a very cohesive story.
Like where the Siamese twins are born, and they're the first Siamese twins.
The first president with two heads.
The first president with two heads are better than one.
Right.
He puts his heads in his hands.
Says I got
to put my heads together.
I could be the best president ever, not just president. Fend for yourself. I know it's such a it is the storytelling in that song, and also the fact there's not a chorus.
No,
it's just one long verse. Now they have musical breaks in between, some stanzas, but it is just a wonderful, wonderful song. I have two Soul Asylum songs on here.
Okay.
And neither one of them are songs that most people would know. I mean, they weren't single. Well, one of them was a single, but it was off of Candy from a Stranger. Most people probably would know it. But the first one I have here is off of Let Your Dim Light Shine, and it is the song I Did My Best.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And I think it closes out the album, doesn't it? I think it's the last. I got it right here. I
don't remember.
I'm almost positive it closes out the album. It's just this. It's this sad. Again, it's all about storytelling. That oh come on, where is it?
I almost included that one, but as I already had like 4 songs from Soul Asylum.
Yeah, I did. It's the last song on the album, and it's just this nice little story of somebody dealing with depression. You can tell that's what it is. And the lyric that I pulled out of the song, it says, and I knew all about my surprise party. I was spoiled and depressed, and I acted surprised, and I told lots of lies. Yeah, I did my best.
Yeah.
And that is one of those songs that, like, that lyric, especially right there, I'm like, I have lived that lyric.
I think a lot of us
many times over the years of whatever the social situation was. It's like, I really don't want to be here. Yeah. I know that somebody put a lot of time and effort into this. I'm just going to put on the happy face and go, type things.
Yeah.
Dealing with depression and anxiety and social anxiety. But yeah, that one always, just jumped out at me. Another one is the song "Close," which was on Candy from a Stranger. And the lyric, I love this lyric. I love the entire song, but it's the final verse.
Yeah.
And it says, "I've known you forever. We complete each other's thoughts. Ain't like we never got in trouble. It's just we've never gotten caught. And if you got a secret, it's in me you can confide. And if we ever get split up, I'll always be on your side."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That, again, I have lived that lyric with many friends over the years. Like, that whole ain't like we ever got in trouble. It's just we never gotten caught.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it comes down to. There's been plenty of times with you and me or me and Corey or any number of people where it's like, well, we probably shouldn't have survived
that. Yeah, more often than not.
Or that could have gone really badly.
Yeah.
Or the wow. That escalated quickly, didn't it?
Or this will never be spoken of.
Yes, we'll never speak of this again.
Yeah.
So. But those are my 2 Soul Asylum songs I have. Both great. Just all the songs that we mentioned here. Yeah, I'm on board with all of them.
If you haven't really done a deep dive into Soul Asylum, you need to do a deep dive because their entire catalog
it really is.
Really
and it's
good.
like even their Grave Dancers Union stuff.
Actually, I've got a lot of their pre-Grave Dancers.
Yeah, and the horse they rode in on is pretty solid.
Clam Dip is a
good one. Yeah. And I forget what the other one is. There's another. They had like I said they had been around for a while
since like '84.
Yeah,
or something.
And another one of those they came out of that Minneapolis punk. Like with the Replacements and Husker Du and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And very, very much in that same vein.
I think Fugazi's from up there.
It may have been Prince, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. They did come out of that Minneapolis punk scene. So, anyways, what do you got for your next one?
Next one's from a band called Stone Sour.
Okay.
And it's one of their early ones. It's Through Glass.
Okay.
And that whole chorus, there's been a lot of times when I've been down and I've felt like pretty much like this. I'm looking at you through the glass, don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever, but no one ever tells you that forever feels like home, sitting all alone inside your head. Mm-hmm. And it repeats, and it's basically talking to somebody that's, to me, it feels like the guy's sitting in a glass box on display, and everybody else is looking at him.
Oh yeah,
and while he's completely surrounded by people, he's also completely and utterly alone.
Oh yeah.
And I have identified with that several times.
I think we've all been down that line. Oh, Is that all you got from them?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That I remember that song. It's funny because every once in a while you bring up Stone Sour, and I can never remember the names of the songs, but I remember the songs.
Yeah.
And I remember that, especially when you got to that, No One Tells You That Forever Feels Like Home. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I can hear it in my head now.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that, of course, that's the guy from Slipknot.
Yeah, I know.
He's the lead singer for both bands, and
I know, and it's so odd.
Yeah,
it's such an odd I'm like, wow, that okay.
Corey Taylor. Yeah. I couldn't pull a name for a minute. So that's the only one I've got from Stone Sour.
Okay, I've got one. Where do I want to go here? I'm gonna jump back. All right, I'm gonna do this one. I've got one. This is same band, 3 songs off the same album.
Okay.
Seminal 90s band Gin Blossoms.
Oh, okay. I already know where you're going with this.
Maybe. My first one is actually, the first song on the album is called Lost Horizons.
Yeah.
And I have always, from the first time I put the song in, and it's one of those that they never released that song as a single, but they always play it in concert. It's always one of them, and they usually open with it. It's usually one of those okay, this is what we're going to open with, The second verse has always just spoke to me, from when I was 18 or 19 when this song came out, or whenever this album came out,
Yeah.
And the second verse, this is the entire second verse. Okay, it's not. It's funny to listen to it because it's not very long. I mean, it's only a couple of sentences, but it says so much. It says, "She had nothing left to say, so she said she loved me, and I stood there grateful for the lie."
Wow.
Yeah, it's I think we've all been there
Yeah.
at some point, where it's
yeah,
okay, all right, awesome, yeah. The next one, another that really spoke to me when their first single, "Hey Jealousy."
Yeah.
Says, "You can trust me not to think and not to sleep around, and if you don't expect too much from me, you might not be let down."
Yep.
Which was me all through my teens and 20s.
Well, I think I'm still kind of living that a little bit.
"Because all I really want's to be with you, feeling like I matter too. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might be here with you." Again, I have lived those lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this one, another song off of New Miserable Experience. It's from the song 29. This is one of those songs, again, it's an album cut that I've always loved. It's just beautiful melody and all that kind of stuff, but the lyric,
Yeah.
It says, "Some rides don't have much of a finish, and that's the ride I took. Through good and bad and straight through indifferent without a second look." And it's wow, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. I especially love that, "through good and bad and straight through indifferent without a second look." It was I think we've all been down that road before,
Yeah.
It's one of those things we talked about. Of course, I can't pull his name off the top of my head. Their guitar player that their original guitar player wrote all of these songs.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them.
Which is why the second album sounds different.
Yes, and he was such a bad alcoholic and addict that they kicked him out of the band after they recorded the album.
Yeah.
And he wound up committing suicide within a year of the album being released, type thing. And it's just one of those things where you look at it, you're like, dude, there are a lot of songs on there about depression and alcohol and
Yep.
Bad relationships and that
Write
kind of
what
stuff.
you know about.
Exactly, I mean, even that was the whole that lyric in "Hey Jealousy" that I just did, where it says, "You can trust me not to think and not to sleep around."
Yeah.
The original lyric was, "You can trust me not to drink and not to think and not to sleep around." And Robin, their lead singer, was like, "Dude, there's so many lyrics in here about alcohol. I'm changing that from drink to think, just because I'm tired of singing the songs about alcohol, So
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, again, Gin Blossom's New Miserable Experience, solid album from beginning to end. I mean, just right out the bat of wow, I can't believe how good this is, and lyrically, musically, everything. So, what do you got?
Well, I'm a big Pink Floyd fan.
Yes, I do.
I love Pink Floyd. But the song that I picked out is actually not one that you would think that I would go for. It's actually post Roger Waters' Pink Floyd. It's
really?
off of Momentary Lapse of Reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's the very last song on the album, and it's called Sorrow.
I'm not familiar with it.
You've got to go check this one out because it starts with a really deep keyboard pad, and then it breaks into a guitar. Rest of the band comes in, and it starts off with the sweet smell of a great sorrow lies over the land. Plumes of smoke rise and merge into the leaden sky. A man lies and dreams of green fields and rivers, but awakes to a morning with no reason for waking. He's haunted by a memory of a lost paradise in his youth or dream. He can't be precise. He's chained forever to a world that's departed. It's not enough. It's not enough. And it just goes on from there.
Nice. Pink Floyd can get a little bleak sometimes.
They can. They can. And the thing about it is that I've heard rumors that it says that Gilmour wrote the stuff, but I've heard rumors that Gilmour didn't write a song on the album.
Oh, really?
Which is actually why it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Don't know.
Gilmour can sing, and he plays a really great guitar.
Great guitar player, yeah.
But from what I understand, he's not much of a lyricist.
Yeah, that was Roger Waters was always doing.
Yeah.
Always did that stuff. I mean, that's hey, different band members have different roles in the band.
Yep.
And it's funny sometimes to look at like a band like Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Nikki Sixx writes everything. I mean, he does all the music, he writes all the lyrics, melodies, all that kind of stuff, and you're like, wow, Nikki Sixx is actually pretty good like writing like pop melodies and that type of stuff. It's like, wow.
Yep.
You usually think that lyricists are the ones that are wanting to do that type of stuff, or not lyricists, but the singers are usually the ones that want to write the lyrics, and this and that, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. It's wild.
I mean, even in his own solo thing, where 6 a.m. He's still just sitting back playing bass. He's still writing all the music.
Oh, yeah.
All the lyrics and all
But
that,
he's just playing bass and singing backup. I know.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy they got out front singing, he's amazing. What you got? God,
I got a lot. I'm going to go with this one. This was another little short one. It's a song, again, album cut off of Matchbox 20's first album, Yourself or Someone Like You.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's called Shame. And it's the very opening lines of the song. It's this nice, it's a cool little song, but the lyric starts off, what we learned here is that love tastes bitter when it's gone. Past yourself, forget the light, things look dirty when it's on.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's kind of, again, it's that whole, all right, it's over. Now, if I turn the light on, I have to look at myself and realize what I've done wrong.
Yeah.
What was my role in this thing going south?
It's that like, whole thing.
Now don't turn it on because everything looks dirty whenever I turn the lights on. So I'm not going to do it. It's
that whole thing. The club looks really good until the end of the night when they turn the lights on and you realize who you've been sitting there talking to.
Yeah, exactly. So that I just have that one by them. I think I'll be honest. They have in the song Push. They have a lyric that I really like. It's in the second verse where it says, because I don't have this written down obviously, but it's
pull it from the top of the head.
I'm trying to, and I killed a lot of brain cells over the years. It's hard to do. It says, she said, I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me.
Yeah.
And I feel like my head is caving in. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's such a bleak, like, wow, that's a harsh lyric, where it's like, oh my goodness. So anyway, what you got? Your next one.
Black Crowes.
Which one?
Off of Southern Harmony.
Oh, such a good album.
Sometimes Salvation.
Oh man. Oh, I forgot this song. Okay, which lyric are you going with?
The whole song is amazing.
Again, this is one of those things, it's got great lyrics. I'm not going to, but it is the presentation, I think, that really sells this song, especially at the end of it whenever Chris Robinson is singing the Sometimes Salvation, and you can hear his voice like cracking. I mean, it's just so desperate. And anyway, go ahead.
I'm trying to pick the one because there's so many good lines in this. Well, first verse, to lessen my troubles, I stopped hanging out with vultures and empty saviors like you. Yeah. I wish I had a nickel for every miracle that you easily tricked me into. Yeah. The second verse, you can lead a horse to water, but faith is another matter. Yeah. So don't you surrender. The chorus to it,
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Sometimes salvation is the eye of the storm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this.
Oh, I know.
And, it's almost all drums.
It is, dude. The guitar riff on it is very sparse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
almost
real.
Spartan.
Yeah, it is such. I tell you what. Did you ever see the video for it?
It has been a very long time.
It finally, for the longest time, it was not available anywhere.
Yeah.
The only way it was available was on a MTV back. I don't know, back around the turn of the millennium. Put out these things, these collections of videos, and it was like different auteurs, that kind of stuff. And I forget who it is that directed the video. I mean, it was a film director who did it.
Yeah.
But Sofia Coppola is in the video.
Nice.
She is the woman that's in the video, and it's one of those things. It's New York. It's gritty. I mean, it's just the way that it's shot is just like there's nothing beautiful about this whatsoever, and it just plays into that song so well that I love that song. That whole album is a great album.
Probably one of my favorite albums from them.
That is. I mean, when Shake Your Moneymaker came out, it's a good, solid album.
Yes.
And then they took a turn with the second album.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, wait, is this where they're going to go? And then they decided they were going to be the Grateful Dead after that for a while. And I couldn't get into Amorica or...
Amorica had some decent stuff.
What was the one after? There was another one that there was a lot of jam bandy stuff. And I was like, I'm just really not into this. But this stuff was a lot more Allman Brothers ish, that kind of, again, Southern Harmony, the musical companion,
let's see here. I gotta mention this because I kind of consider him hometown, even though he was from the next town over. Mm-hmm. Hold on. The drummer for the Black Crowes.
Oh, you're talking about dude, he's got a sports show now. What is his name? I know who you're talking about.
I'm looking him up right now. Steve Gorman.
Steve Gorman, that's right.
Steve Gorman, he's from Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is just the next town over.
Right, and he has a syndicated sports show now. Yeah. That's one of the reasons, because it's Steve Gorman Sports. That's that's the whole thing. So
yeah, and Bowling Green's also where I went.
Oh yeah, just up the street from here. Yeah. So, but and he joined,
and he's actually playing drums in a new band.
Yeah, that was one of those things he taught, because when they quote unquote put them back together to go out on their 30th anniversary tour, which wound up not happening because of COVID. But they didn't get Gorman and several people back, and it was just like, well, why would you not do that? It was the Robinson Brothers and a bunch of other dudes.
The name of the new band that he's in is called Trigger Hippie.
Oh yeah,
and you should probably go check them out.
Well, their original guitar player Jeff Seiss, that was they played on the first album, lives here in Nashville. Has been here he's from Nashville originally.
Oh yeah,
and of course they kicked him out after the first album, and and they went a different direction. But yeah, anyway,
do your Counting Crow stuff, because
hold on before I know that's what I'm gonna let you, but let me get. I have a. It's funny because it's one of those things that I'm not quite sure where to go thematically here, because some of these I'm like, oh yeah, and I'll just do this. I'm just going to go down the line on this one for now.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a Tom Petty lyric here. That was off. The song is "Have Love Will Travel." It was off of the Last DJ album, which came out in 2002, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a good album.
It was a good album. It didn't do as well as previous Petty stuff had done. This was the last single released off of it. But this lyric, when Tom Petty died a couple years ago, it was one of those things that I went back and started listening to some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I just happened to catch this song one day. I was it just happened to come on the radio. I think it was on Lightning 100 or something. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this song.
Yeah.
And then it hit the last verse, and I was like, I remember why I liked this song so much.
Okay.
This is the last last verse of the song. I'm big on third verses. Okay, you can tell here. Second, third verses, I'm really big on them. But this third verse, it says, "How about a cheer for all those bad girls and all the boys that play that rock and roll? They love it like you love Jesus. It does the same thing to their souls."
Okay.
And I'm like, that right there pretty much explains music to me. Like the reason that I have continued playing music even through bitter breakups with it and everything else. Your more
breakups with playing music are somewhat violent too. You've done it 3 or 4 times now.
I had one really, really bad breakup with music in my early 30s, and I've had a couple of mini ones since then, but nothing to the same. It's more like a hiatus than anything. That was a legit breakup where I was like,
you sold all your equipment.
I got rid of everything. I was like, I'm done with this. I am done. I don't even want to listen to music anymore, type stuff. And eventually I came back around, and since then it's been more of we've taken a break a couple of times. Not necessarily a breakup. It's just we were just on a break. So we were seeing other people. We were exploring our options. And,
you pulled a Ross.
Ross and Rachel, type stuff. But yeah, that lyric always.
We were on a break.
That lyric.
I don't even watch that show, and I know that.
That's how could you not? So, anyways, what do you have?
We're going into Counting Crows at this point.
Okay, so we're just going to go straight into it. Yeah. All right.
And my favorite album from Counting Crows is still August and everything.
That is, again, such a solid album from beginning to end.
The feeling of that album, I forget who the drummer was on that album.
It was, if you hadn't, he wound up becoming the drummer for Third Eye Blind after he left. That's unfortunate. After he was kicked out of the band,
because I can't stand Third Eye Blind.
I started to go with Third Eye Blind for one of my lyrics on here, and then I realized I don't know that I want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Hold on just one second.
All right.
All right, and we're back. Thanks, folks. Sorry, my dogs decided they wanted to go outside, so that way you're not going to hear them click-clacking across the floor for the rest of the episode. So, all right, we're getting into Counting Crows.
Counting Crows.
A band that Dave and I both love immensely. This is... They are in my top 5, and where in that top 5 depends on the day.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are you coming with Counting Crows?
We were kind of talking while you were putting the dogs out. This album came out late '93.
Yes.
It didn't really blow up until '94.
It was 94.
Well, I had graduated high school in '93, and in the year after that, I was kind of having a hard time. I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And I was probably dealing with depression and had no idea. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep. I'd just get out and I'd go drive and just listen to music. And this one always got me. It's 4:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. It doesn't get much worse than this. In beds in little rooms in buildings in the middle of these lives which are completely meaningless. Help me stay awake. I'm falling.
I've always liked that 4:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. It doesn't get any worse than this.
Yeah.
Believe me. Believe me.
Yeah.
Is that the only one you have with them?
That's the only one I have with them, because I knew you were probably going to cover 4 or 5.
Well, no, I'm actually only covering 2. I could very easily.
Oh, no. Because you've seen him in concert how many times now?
13, 14 times. I mean, it's something ridiculous. I got a chance to meet Adam Duritz at one point.
Nice.
Yeah, back years ago. It was whenever we still had River Stages, and it was just kind of one of those things that him and Charlie, their keyboardists, were like walking around watching bands play, and it was one of my friends was like, yeah, they're up, and I was like, we're like, why are you saying that so cavalier?
Why didn't you come get us immediately?
And they're still up there. They're like, well, we just came from up there, and of course I took off. I'm like, yeah. I have 2 songs here.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with, I could put this entire song on here. It's around here.
Oh, yeah. Crows. No, I almost went with that one.
I could put the entire song.
I had a feeling you were going with that one.
But the opening to this thing, I've talked about this before, where I don't like to aggrandize rock and roll and call it poetry and stuff like that, but every once in a while somebody writes a song and I'm like, no, that's poetry. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Round Here opens up with step out the front door like a ghost into a fog where no one notices the contrast of white on white. And in between the moon and you, angels get a better view of the crumbling differences between wrong and right.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going. Yep. And it's like, it paints such a picture, again, of depression and someone who... The song being about, like, basically, hey, I'm an adult now. Why hasn't anything changed?
Yeah.
Why, and that's that entire song. If you ever really listen to that song, it's about that mid-20s malaise that we all go through of, I'm an adult now. Why hasn't anything changed? Why do I still feel like a kid? Why do I still... why
do things still suck?
Yeah, why am I not where I wanted to be in life? Why, type stuff. And it's something we all go through. Gen X probably was the first ones to really embrace that, as a whole, because the boomers kind of like, oh, it's time to get out and start doing, whatever, and just kind of went right straight in the workforce. We got out of college.
Can do it.
We got out of college, and it was like, oh, you mean I can't go into the thing I wanted to go into? There's no jobs in that sector?
Yeah.
You mean I'm still waiting tables and working construction? And
what do you mean I don't have a record deal yet?
Yeah, exactly.
That
that type of stuff. What do you mean the music, the scene has changed and no one's listening to the type of music that I'm making any longer,
Yep.
or whatever it was, The other song I went with for them is actually 2 albums later, or actually it's 3 albums later, off of Hard Candy.
Which I did not really enjoy. That is not one of my albums that I go to.
Let's put it this way. I really enjoyed about half of Hard Candy. There's about half of that album I really love.
Yeah.
And then there's about half that album that I'm just kind of so-so on.
I'm very much a August and
Satellites.
Satellites.
Covering the Satellites. This Desert Life is a great album also. And
it's got some songs on it that I really like, but it for me, it does this roller coaster thing.
It is.
And
when
it hits the lows are just really...
There's only one song on that album that I really just don't care for, and I think it's not necessarily the song itself as much as it's the placement on the album, because it kind of like it's wedged in between these two kind of upbeat songs, and it's like this really brought things down for a second just for it to come back up again. It just kind of. But the one I went with is Miami. I'll go ahead and apologize. There's a little bit of language in this. I love this. Again, second verse.
Wait, hold on. Just in case you missed it, language
There's
warning.
A little bit of language
here. So if you got kids in the car, turn the volume down now.
Here we go.
Way to go. He's done it again.
Here we go. So this is the verse for the second verse for Miami. It says, "Can I say that I wish that this weather would never leave? It just gets hard to believe that God sent this angel to watch over me. Because my angel, she don't receive my calls. She says, I'm too dumb to fuck, too dumb to fight, and too dumb to save. Well, maybe I don't need an angel at all." Wow. I always like, wow, that's a punch in the gut.
I think that punch is a little lower than the gut.
I know. I love that. Again, it's like, he's too dumb to fuck, too dumb to fight, and too dumb to save.
Okay.
But again, that just I love that lyric. I love that lyric. I love that song too. But it just those are the 2 that I went with. I could have gone with so many other ones from them, but those are the 2 that I'm like, no. If we're just going lyrics, those are the 2 I have to go with.
Rain King would be another.
Rain
one of
King
mine.
is a good one. I really like a lot of the live versions of Mr. Jones where they changed lyrics, because that song, after, like, especially when they went back and reworked it for the Storytellers that they did in the VH1 Storytellers, and eventually they released it as part of the live album that Across the Wire live in New York.
Yeah,
and it's a slowed down version of it, and again, once you slow it down and you get that real poppy, that sound that's away from it. you start realizing how like kind of like a downer song it really is, you know, and it's just like, wow. And then he changes a lyric in there. I'm not going to go into it here, but he changes one lyric that it's like, wow, that just changes the entire tone of the song. So anyways, what do you got next?
It's a band that a lot of people forget about. Mm-hmm. They kind of had like some mediocre success and kind of went away. Mm-hmm. And their albums were kind of hit and miss.
Right.
But on the songs that hit, they really hit. And it's a band called Our Lady Peace.
Oh yeah. Somewhere Out There. That song, Somewhere Out There.
That's a good one. But the one that I went with is Clumsy, off the album Clumsy.
Okay.
And this whole album kind of hits, but it starts out with, let's see if I can get some light here. Throw away the radio, suitcase, keeps you awake, hide the telephone in case you realize that sometimes you're just not okay. You level off, and it's not all right now. You need to understand there's nothing strange about this. You need to know your friends. You need to know that. And then it kicks into the pre-chorus. I'll be waving my hand, watching you drown, watching you scream, quiet or loud.
Nice.
And I think it might be screwed up because it might be actually quiet out loud.
I'll be honest, I'm not hugely familiar with them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know that song Somewhere Out There, and there was another one that they had that was on a soundtrack or something that I
This was the one that was on the soundtrack.
Is that it? Okay.
And I think it was one of those Scooby Gang
movies. Something, one of those.
Like I Know What You Did Last Summer or something like that.
Yeah, one of those, Urban Legends or something. So.
I've always loved that song.
Yeah, that's cool. They, I don't know, they, a Canadian band.
Yeah.
And just kind of seemed like they were always like right on the edge of about to break big and never really did.
I don't know who was putting their albums together, but the song placement could have been switched up a little bit and made it a little bit better. I tell you,
that is one of the things that the order of the album order, like the song order, can really make or break an album.
Yeah.
It really can. So
you get a bunch of really great songs.
Yeah.
And you put them in the wrong order, that album is going to do nothing.
Right.
It's like building the ultimate playlist out of your own songs.
Yes, absolutely. And High Fidelity. Watch High Fidelity sometime about building playlists. That absolutely. And I have not. Have you watched the series that's on Hulu? I haven't either. I've heard good things about it. I may have to go back and watch it at some point. So.
Actually, the wife canceled Hulu on us when she lost her job. So,
okay. Fair enough.
We had to pare down some of the streaming services.
Where am I? I'm going to go with this one. Another seminal 90s singer when he went solo. Okay, it's Chris Cornell.
Oh, yeah.
From the song Sun Shower, which was on the Great Expectations soundtrack.
I think I remember this song.
Dude, it is a beautiful, beautiful song. But the thing is, it was like the first thing he did after Soundgarden broke up.
Yeah.
You know, before he put out was it Euphoric Morning or whatever? What was the name of it?
I don't remember.
The one that had She's Going to Change the World. It was his first. I think it was Euphoric
Before he
Morning.
went into Audio Slave.
Yeah. It was his first solo album. This was actually pre that. But this is a beautiful song, and this is one of those songs that not only do I wish I'd written these lyrics, I wish I could sing like Chris Cornell so I could sing this song, just to be able to sing this song, if nothing else.
Well, according to Chris, all he ever did to learn how to sing was just to scream as loud and high as he possibly could.
He had the ability to begin with. He just hadn't learned how to use it yet because you can't force your voice to do something it can't physically do, no matter what anybody tells you. Believe me, I know. I've tried enough. Anyway, so Sun Shower, this is the way this song starts off. And this paints such a picture lyrically, okay? It says, dark as roses and fine as sand, feel your healing and your sting again. Hear you laughing and my soul is saved, on forgotten graves you cry. Crawl like ivy up my spine, through my nose and into my eyes, cuts like anguish or recollections of better days gone by.
Wow.
Yeah, that I especially love that "Crawl Like Ivy Up My Spine" through my nose and through my eyes. Is like that's just it's such a cool metaphor for someone really getting under your skin, type stuff. But that song is such a beautiful, beautiful song. It's acoustic, and it's just gorgeous. Anyway, Chris Cornell, man, another Gone Too Soon. What you got next?
Foo Fighters.
Which song?
Well, hold on.
I have a Foo Fighters on here too, and I'm sure we have the same one. So it's
you might be surprised.
Okay.
First off, Dave Grohl is my spirit animal.
You have said that before. Yes.
I love Dave Grohl. Mm-hmm. I remember when the first Foo Fighters album came out, and I was like, "This is a guy from Nirvana."
I know. And I'll be honest, I didn't like the first song.
I was like, it's okay. I mean, it's not. It's
what was
all
the
right.
name of that? I don't know you anything. The fingernails are pretty.
Yeah,
I didn't care for that song. It's like this is, but then the stuff after that, I'm like, no, I really dig this.
Well, that first album, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Maybe I'll check it out. And the second album came out,
The Color and the Shape.
And the first single off of this thing,
Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, Monkey Wrench.
That's
I was
a good
sitting
song.
there. I was watching MTV. MTV does their,
premiere video.
World
premiere video. Yeah.
And it's like Foo Fighters. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll hang around. And then Monkey Wrench hits. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is so much better. Mm-hmm. What have we done with innocence? It's disappeared with time. It never made much sense. Adolescent resident. Wasting another night, planning my revenge. 1 in 10 does it 3 times. Mm-hmm. And then it gets down into the chorus. Don't want to be your monkey wrench. One more indecent accident. I'd rather leave than suffer this. I'll never be your monkey wrench. Mm-hmm. It's just,
Mm-hmm. That's a good song.
Talking about going, no, you're not going to use me. I'm out of here.
I bet your next one's the same one that I have. So, does Everlong?
Everlong. How can you not talk about Everlong? Yeah.
The thing with this song, and I have said in the past,
and honestly, my favorite version of this song is off of Skin and Bones.
Is it the acoustic version?
The acoustic version.
This is one of those songs that I will put up with. I will fight you about being maybe the best song from the 90s.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, just because it's such a rockin' song, but there is this real like sweetness underneath it.
Yeah.
And when you get into the lyrics, which lyric are you going with? The entire song, or are you just going with the
it's kind of the chorus. And I wonder when I sing along with you if everything could ever feel this real forever. If anything could ever be this good
real,
again.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'll ever ask of you got to promise not to stop when I say when.
Then she sang. Yeah.
She sang.
I really love I have that on here, but I went with the second verse again, the breathe out so I can breathe you in, hold you in, and now I know you've always been out of your head, out of my head, I sang.
Yeah.
And that is and I wonder when I sing along with you, if everything will ever be.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those things that like, he wrote this song for Louise Leitner. He was dating. She was in Veruca Salt.
Yeah.
And they dated for a long time, and it was just one of those things of like, it's one of those things when you start looking at the lyrics, you can see it's like, this is about really being connected with someone, hello, I've waited here for you ever long, tonight I throw myself into, out of the head, out of the red, she sang, it's one of those things where it's just all about like this all encompassing, it's like, I get it. Yeah.
Now I've read this in a couple different places. I don't know if it's exactly true or not, but that frantic whispering that's in the middle there that you never figure out what's going on. What I've seen in 3 different places, it's actually 3 different pieces of audio overlaid each other.
I've heard that too.
The first one is Dave Grohl reading an instruction manual.
Right.
The second one is him reading a love letter. Mm-hmm. The third one is him telling a story about one of the studio tech engineer's father.
Yeah. I had heard something about that. And something else that's pretty neat is that Louise Leitner sings on the chorus like backup. She was out of town when they recorded this.
Yeah.
her vocals, her backing vocals, were recorded over a phone line.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go and you listen, like especially if you put the headphones in and listen, you can hear them, and it's got a really interesting sound to it. So
yeah.
It's yeah.
Well, the story that about the sound engineers, the tech guy.
You know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So in that third layer about the story about the guy's father, it's so Dad would take the Sundays off, and that was the only time he could ever get any rest. And so, because we were loud on Sundays, he'd make us hold his construction boots over our head till we sleep. And they were really heavy boots. And I used to say, Dad, come on, please, and like start crying because they're like way too heavy. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the three whispering.
I'm sorry, I keep calling her Lightner. Her name at the time was Louise Post.
There you go.
Her last name's Lightner now.
Yeah,
she's married. But yeah, I was like, I think that's wrong.
I've got another Foo Fighters.
Okay, go ahead.
All My Life.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's the only last one I've got. And it seems like it's always the first verse that catches me. It's the same way with this one. All my life I've been searching for something. Something never comes, never leads to nothing. Nothing satisfies, but I'm getting closer to the prize at the end of the road. All night long I dream of the day when it comes around, then it's taken away, leaves me with the feeling that I feel the most, feel it come to life when I see your ghost, and then the song kicks in.
Right.
And then at the end where he's just screaming. Mm-hmm. Done, and on to the next one. Done, I'm done, and I'm on to the next one.
Yeah.
It's just.
Oh yeah, I know the song. Yeah, it does. It starts off like this real. It's just him and the guitar, and then it kicks. It's like
But that whole. It ties into the next one. It ties into the next one. It's like It's almost like the song picks up speed as the song's going on, but it doesn't really.
Right. What do you have there?
What's your turn?
I know. I'm just looking to see what I'm going to go ahead and get into U2. I only have 2 U2s on here.
Sure.
I could again go into a lot, but these are the two that really, for 2 different reasons. Okay? The first one I'm going to go with here is from their song "Stay Far Away So Close," which was from the Zooropa album, which was released in '93. And the lyric, and I love this lyric because again, it's such a cool visual, but it also tells a story in just a couple of lines here.
Yeah.
It says, "Red light, gray morning, you stumble out of a hole in the ground. A vampire or a victim, it depends on who's around."
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. We've all known that person.
Yep.
But then one of my all-time favorite lyrics, not just U2 lyric, but like one of my all-time favorite lyrics is from the song "One."
That's such a good
song. Such a great song. And I tell you what, Mary J. Blige's version of that song is freaking amazing. I
don't think I've heard her version.
Dude, you need to hear it. Oh, man, it is. It takes it to a whole new level.
Okay.
It really does. Anyways, the lyric says, "You say love is a temple, love's a higher law. Love is a temple, love is a higher law. You ask me to enter, but then you make me crawl. And I can't be holding on to what you got when all you've got is hurt."
Yeah.
That is a very poignant, and that's what that entire song is about. This, you can tell it's about a relationship that's fallen apart, and it's the, did I disappoint you? Did I leave a bad taste in your mouth? Are you, you act like you never had love and you want me to go without, that type stuff. It's just like, it's really somebody asking all these questions of a relationship that's fallen apart, of like, I don't understand, So, but those are the 2 I went with, the U2. I could have gone with a whole lot more. What do you got next?
Megadeth.
Off
of Euthanasia.
Okay. The Train of Consequences.
Tout le monde.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
we're going French on this here. Okay.
And it's such a great song anyway. The whole feel of the thing, and then.
It's a suicide note, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a suicide note. And it's, it's a slower metal song, but he's rocking right along. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're not expecting it. He kicks into French. Mm-hmm. I didn't take French. I can't pronounce French, but it's a tout le monde, a tout mes amis, je vous aime, j'ai deux parties. I'm murdering this language. Sorry,
we're not French.
But it's basically to all the world, to all my friends. I love you. I have to leave. These are the last words I'll ever speak, and they'll set me free. Is the main chorus.
Yeah,
but if you go through and you read this thing, you're just, the whole song is just
I know. Wow. I know. Yeah. It is I knew that was when they released that as a single. I think it was the second or third single off that album.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, it was kind of one of those things where I was like, what does it mean? And somebody who took French or something and translated it and was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, when you translate it, it kind of makes the whole rest of the song kind of that much more.
I'm not sure where to go here. I have kind of some lyrics that are. Let me go ahead and do this one, and then I can really get into some of this. There's a song.
Sure.
There was one of the bands I really love from the early 2000s is the New Amsterdams.
Okay.
And it's Matt Pryor. He was lead singer for the Get Up Kids. It was his side project. He did, I think, 3 or 4 albums, or 4 or 5 albums, I think. But off the second one, he had this song called "Picture in the Paper," and the whole thing with "Picture in the Paper," like the opening lyric is, "I don't want a picture in the paper. I just want a minute of your time." And at some point, I'd appreciate an answer. Just a token would do me fine. And you get the whole, like, when you start, the way I looked at it is like, oh, I understand the picture in the paper, is the engagement photo that people used to put in. He's like, I'm not asking you to marry me. I just want to spend time with you. I just want you to, to pay attention, But the lyric that I went with here is, it says, "I won't ask a question you can't answer, like, do you remember All Shook Down? At one time it was your favorite record, now it's broken, not around, baby, I broke it, broke me down." All Shook Down is a Replacements album.
Yeah.
It was their last studio album that they released. And I like that of, I won't ask a question you can't answer, like, do you remember All Shook Down? And saying, at one time it was your favorite album, but now it's broken and you broke me down, type stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, I'm like, there's a lot going on in that song. Like, when you really start looking at it, like some of the other lyrics, like I said, if you don't get the whole picture in the paper thing right off the bat, you understand that I think you kind of miss some of what's going on in the song of, like, no, this is someone who's trying to figure out why this person that they want to spend the rest of their life with is actively acting like they don't want to spend their life with them, and trying to figure it out. So anyways, what do you got next?
Anthrax, off the Persistence of Time album.
Which one?
Belly of the Beast.
Oh, that's a good song.
It's a good song.
Your new Cotton Amash, or
no.
Got the Time.
Actually, that's a cover. Got the Time is
I know
a cover.
It's a Todd Rundgren song.
And it's a great cover.
I know it is a really good.
But the lyric I went with was insanity, the normal state, the left hand a hammer, the right hand a stake, driven so deep into the heart, it's killing love, it's killing faith, it's killing 'cause it's from the heart. What better way to demoralize when your own children are your spies? The things you trust are not the same. Trust in death, trust in grief, trust in hope is trust in pain.
It's kind of dark.
You have nothing, do you?
Anthrax. I mean, it's Anthrax. I remember that song, "Belly of the Beast." I mean, that was. I remember that. I remember a ton of their stuff. Metal is always lyrically is really. I in my estimation, a lot of times metal lyrics are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is like a lot of lyrics. I would always like to call it statement rock, where it's like they're not really, the lyrics are literally like it's just a string of statements that they've strung together that rhyme, and that's it, and it's like, okay. But sometimes certain people were really good at actually like weaving, storytelling or saying something, inside of the song that you weren't expecting, So it's a, I'm going to go with one here that's it's going to be completely different than.
I feel like that was a complete letdown.
Of what?
That was just like so anticlimactic. And I really love that song.
Sometimes, and I think maybe it comes down to sometimes even with some of these that I'm doing, I'm like, I think you kind of have to hear the entire song to really get them because again, it's that whole the mood that's set with it and that kind of stuff. I think this might be one of those.
Okay, good. Maybe I didn't completely bring the show down.
A song called "Daddy's Farm" by Shooter Jennings.
Oh, I like Shooter.
It's off of his first album, Put the O Back in Country.
Yeah.
Think about that one for a second. This was the last song on the album, and it is just a rockin' like country rock. I mean, just straightforward, like rock, gritty, grimy, just and it's just a badass song, and it's all about this guy that he's from this that the chorus is back home all I had was my guitar, living in the backwoods on Daddy's farm, sitting on the front porch till the evening comes, living in the backwoods on Daddy's farm. So he came into town, he met this woman, and they became they got into a relationship, and then he found out that she cheated on him.
Uh-oh.
So he went and killed both of them. And this song,
I've got one that's
similar
to that.
This song starts off. The opening lyric is, "There's a piggy waiting outside my door who's knocking in and screaming that he's going to use force." It's basically he's barricaded himself in his house, and the cops are, threatening to come in, and he's telling the story of this song throughout the first two, and into the bridge. Okay, he went and he killed his lover and her lover, and now the cops have him barricaded. This is the final verse, and I'll be honest. Whatever it is, you have to take it for what it is because this is lyrical. But this right here is some of the most badass stuff I've ever heard, and it's from a country song. Okay,
country songs
I know
can be as dark as metal.
But this is the final verse. It says, "Chitty chitty bang bang, and I hit the floor. Two little piggies bust down my door. The first little piggy went down. The second little piggy started popping off rounds. I make a break for the parking lot. Heard some people talking about that somebody got shot. They're never going to see it my way, so I break for the truck and head out on the highway." And you have to hear the song because the way, it's this real driving, and it's just like he's doing the chitty chitty bang bang and I hit the floor, and it's like that's hardcore. That's kind of one of those things that the first time I heard this is like, there are some quote unquote gangster rappers out there who need to go and hang out with Shooter for a while to learn how to write some lyrics.
Oh boy.
Anyways, what do you got?
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits, which song?
Off an album that came out while I was in college, Mule Variations.
Okay.
It's the song Hold On.
Okay. Tom Waits, man. Again, we could probably do a whole just on Tom Waits. So.
Oh yeah. Second verse. Well, he gave her a dime store watch and a ring made from a spoon. Everyone is looking for someone to blame, but you share my bed, you share my name. Well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. She said, "Baby, I still love you. Sometimes there's nothing left to do." And he goes into the chorus. You got to hold on. You got to hold on. Take my hand. I'm standing right here. You got to just hold on.
Yeah. Tom Waits, man. He could write some lyrics, dude.
Now, the next guy I've got a bunch of songs from him.
Okay.
He's a songwriter too, but he's going to be somebody you've never heard of.
Okay. Fair enough.
There'll be if anybody listening that actually knows the next guy, I'll be surprised.
Okay. How many, just out of curiosity, about how many do you have? 3 or 4 or 5 or something? Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Tom Waits. I like Tom Waits.
I love Tom Waits. I really do.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't really familiar with Tom Waits, he wrote a lot of songs that you love. You just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because other people have done his. Rod Stewart with Downtown Train. Yes.
That is a Tom Waits
But you know
song.
what? I love Tom Waits' version of that because they have their two completely different feels to the songs.
Yep.
Old 55 is another one he did that like a couple, like the Eagles covered it, and Sarah McLachlan.
Little Drop of Poison.
Yeah. The Ramones covered I Don't Want to Grow Up, which is a great song.
What's he building under there?
It's there is so many good songs that Tom Waits has written. I have. All right, I'm just gonna get into it. So, the Replacements, Paul Westerberg.
Which is one of your favorite bands.
I love the Replacements. I love Paul Westerberg. Paul Westerberg is just an amazing, amazing songwriter. And I'm going with a couple of them here. I've talked about one of these on here before, but it's well worth a revisit. But the first one is from the song "Can't Hardly Wait." It was on the "Pleased to Meet Me" song album, and I love this. Again, it's the second verse. It says, "Jesus rides beside me, but he never buys any smokes. Hurry up, ain't you had enough of this stuff? It's ashtrays, floors, dirty clothes, and filthy jokes."
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those it's an interesting picture that he paints there. The other one I have to go into here, and this is a Bastards of Young off of Tim. Okay, I have said this before. When we did our most Gen X, I said this is probably the most Gen X song ever. I know it's not the popular, but just lyrically, it says everything about Gen X. It's God, what a mess on the ladder of success, where you take one step and miss the whole first rung. Dreams unfulfilled, graduate unskilled. It beats picking cotton and waiting to be forgotten. I mean, it's my favorite ones though is what is it? There's a little like coming out of one of the verses before it goes into guitar solo. It says unwillingness to claim us. Yeah, you got no war to name us. That whole And in the last verse is, the ones that love us best are the ones we'll lay to rest and visit their graves on holidays at best. And the ones that love us least are the ones we'll die to please. If it's any consolation, I don't begin to understand them. I mean, it's such a, here we are again, going back to we're the middle children of history. There's a lyric, it says, income tax deduction, what a hell of a function. I mean, it's just,
I had to file, try to,
I
play
know
it
exactly.
Straight.
I mean, the right thing changes
from state to
again,
state.
both of them from Minneapolis,
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but you can go through the Replacements in general and just start picking lyrics out left and right, and Westerberg's solo stuff as well. Go ahead. What you got next?
The last few songs I've got are from one artist.
Okay.
And he's kind of country, he's kind of folk, he's kind of punk. I don't know that's the right way to say it, but he's definitely got, he can go anything from a little weird and off kilter like Tom Waits into straight up hardcore bluegrass. Mm-hmm. And actually, his live albums are better than the actual production albums. And it's a guy by the name of Fred J. Eaglesmith.
Okay. I've
played you some of his stuff before. This guy's a lyricist, likes to play with words, and he has a twisted sense of humor. Also Canadian.
Okay. It's Canadians, man.
The first song that I've got is a song called Flowers in the Dell, and really the best rendition of this is off of his Ralph/Show live album. Uh-huh. It's about a guy that gets on a train, just to take a train ride, and he ends up running into his ex. Mm-hmm. And he didn't see her. She sneaks up on him and says, "It's been a long time."
Oh.
Yeah. And she starts apologizing for leaving him and, saying, "I've changed. I'm not going to do this." And so he gets down on a knee and asks her to marry him right there in the car. And she says yes.
Okay.
It goes into the chorus, but then it later on they get to the train station, and as they're getting off the train, he reaches up to take her hand to help her off the train. And when she gets down, she runs into another man's arms and laughs at him.
Oh.
And the last verse is kind of like your Shooter Jennings song. The whistle blew and I heard her scream. I'll hear it till my dying day. And as she struggled, I turned and I threw her beneath the wheels of that train. The judge said 99 years, granted no parole. They put me in a cell in shackles and chains and nailed up the door. In the dale. Flowers in the dale.
That's pretty harsh.
But this is a straight up bluegrass song.
Oh yeah, well,
at least the version at least the version on Ralph's last show.
So much bluegrass music is very dark in tone and storytelling.
Yeah,
lots of murders, lots of just wild stuff. So,
yep. The next one I've got from Fred Eagle Smith is a song called "Alcohol and Pills."
Okay.
And he basically goes through Hank Williams, Elvis Presley, Janis Joplin, Graham Parsons, Jimi Hendrix, and just, basically.
Right.
And the main chorus is alcohol and pills. It's a crying shame. You think they might have been happy with the glory and the fame, but fame doesn't take away the pain. It just pays the bills, and you wind up on alcohol and pills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's. Yeah. Again, going back to, we were talking about Adam Duritz from Counting Crows.
Yeah.
He very famously, after they got big, had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
And just did not know how to deal with it.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide. Oh, I've got one more artist. I forgot about him.
Oh, okay.
I'm still into Fred Eagle Smith right now, though. This one's called "Wilder Than Her." It's basically talking about him and his girlfriend, about how she's wild, but he's wilder than her.
Okay.
But the last lyric is, but then she takes my hand and she looks me in the eye. I see something that I've never seen in my life. She takes the fire and turns it down low. She takes the night and makes it not so cold. She takes the distance and breaks into the mile, and she takes the distance and breaks it into miles. She makes my life just a little less wild.
That's cool. I'll have to check him out.
He's got some good stuff.
Is that all of them you have with him?
No, I've actually got two more. I know I'm boring you.
No. I'm just trying to figure out what my next.
So the next one I've got is called "Water and the Fuel," and it's basically about a truck driver who has broken up with his lady friend, and he's trying to get her to come back. And the main chorus of "The light keeps coming on. I've got water in the fuel. My brakes are gone. I've got a left front tire that's throwing thread. By tomorrow morning, I could be dead. Baby, maybe you were right all along. Maybe you could ride along." And I'm not a guitar player.
Right.
But at one point I had actually...
You can play. I mean, it's...
I had actually worked this one up and got to where I could play it and sing it myself and not have to get somebody to help me. That's just a great one.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's also got some funny ones. Like, he's got one about a dog that he had that died. It's called "He Was a Good Dog."
Oh.
Which I didn't bring the lyrics for, but it's a good song.
Well, that's cool.
And then he's got one that's called "Time to Get a Gun."
Okay.
And it's basically talking about, the neighbor's car got stolen. Government man, last week the government man was there when I walked out my back door. He said, "I'm sorry to bother you, son, but it doesn't matter anymore. Because even while we're talking, right here where we stand, they're making plans for a 4-lane highway and a big old overpass." And he gets into the chorus. "Time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. And I could afford one if I did just a little less drinking. Time to put something between me and the sun, because when the talking is over, it's time to get a gun."
Yeah. You ain't taking me off my land. Exactly.
Yeah, but that's all the Fred Eagle Smith I got.
I have,
but like I said, that guy.
I'm gonna have to check him out.
He can write.
Yeah, I have a list of songs here by different bands.
Okay.
Or artists that all have a similar theme.
Oh, okay. We're doing a theme now.
I'm going to start with this one.
Goody.
Okay. This is a song by Blink-182 of all people.
Oh, no.
Damn It.
Okay.
Which was their first semi-hit. It was off of Dude Ranch. Okay. This is pre Enema of the State, with What's My Age Again, and all the all the small things and the songs that most people really got into them.
Yeah.
And this was the first song I heard by them, but there's a verse, and it says, and maybe I'll see you at a movie sneak preview. You'll show up and walk by on the arm of that guy. And I'll smile and you'll wave. We'll pretend it's okay. The charade, it won't last. When he's gone, I won't come back. And then it happens once again. You'll turn to a friend, someone who understands sees through the master plan. But everybody's gone, and you've been here for too long to face this on your own. Well, I guess this is growing up. It's like that whole, we broke up.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm done, know. But
honestly, Blink's okay, but when what's his name left and started Angels and Airwaves, I liked Angels and Airwaves a lot better. Tom.
Here's Tom DeLonge. Yeah. Here's another one. Group Alphaville. This song is called "Forever Young."
I like Alphaville.
It was covered by youth group in the early 2000s, and it's song "Forever Young." It's been around. I mean, like Jay-Z sampled it for one of his songs, about 10 years ago, and but it's got a bunch of great lyrics. But I really love this one. Again, it says, "Some are like water, and some are the heat. Some are the melody, and some are the beat. Sooner or later, they'll all be gone. Why don't they stay young?" And it's and the next lyric is something about there's so many adventures couldn't happen today. So many songs we forgot to play.
Yeah.
So many dreams hanging out in the blue, just waiting to come true.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a pretty good. And then I'm going to go with this one. This lyric right here is one that has been with me for a very long time. And I don't know if you've started sensing a pattern in these few lyrics here, but this is a song by Everclear. It's off of Sparkle and Fade. The song is called "The Twist Inside." And this is a lyric I have put on many, many things in my life, and something that I have told people multiple times. It says, "Breathing fire doesn't look good on a resume, and neither does anything else we do. You got to get ready for the real world."
Wow.
That lyric, hit me, like a rock when I heard it. Is that breathing fire doesn't look good on the resume, and neither does anything else we do.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I don't like it, but I love it at the same time. It's like, oh man, that is such a, oh my God. You probably noticed that all those lyrics.
On that note, we should swim out past the breakers.
I love that lyric.
That song.
I love that song's cool, but I especially love that lyric. We'll just swim out past the breakers and watch the world die.
Yep.
So we can live beside the ocean, leave the fire behind, swim out past the ocean, or swim out past the breakers and watch the world die.
Yeah.
Again, very Gen X song.
Yep.
They have Everclear, that Sparkle and Fade album.
Well, you know what they did, right? They got their record deal.
Right.
And they went to the cheapest studio they could find, and they did almost all the production themselves, and then went back and paid the money back to the to the recording label so they could get a higher fig on the
that was something I remember him saying. But now it ultimately, they did get in deep to the record label eventually, and he had to file for bankruptcy. But I do remember that in the 90s of him saying, "Look,
he tried really hard
we want a cheaper. We don't want as big of an advance.
Yeah.
We want more points on the back end."
And we want to keep our publishing.
Which are all very smart things. Of course, he was also a little older when he got the record deal. He was in his 30s, and that was at a time when you could still be in your 30s and make it, unlike, now. Or the last 20 years, I should say. It's but it's one of those things that lyric, though, of breathing fire doesn't look good on a resume. Neither does anything else we do. And got to get ready for the real world. Yeah, it just oh, dude, that hit me so hard when I heard that. And
I don't like that. It's been a very long. I probably have pushed that song out of my memory because of that lyric.
There is. Hold on. Let me get it here. I have some on my list. I'm pretty much down to. I'm out of everything that I actually have written down here.
I got one song.
But I have some songs because there are so many good lyrics that I'm like I can't. I just have a hard time pulling one or two lyrics out, without context. So go ahead.
The last guy I've got, you probably know his sister better than you actually know him. His sister is Sheila E.
Oh, you're talking about Alejandro
Escovedo.
Yeah.
This guy is an amazing musician, an amazing lyricist. My buddy Kevin, who's in Louisville, is actually the one who introduced me to him. And we actually went and saw him at 12th and Porter. And that was a great show. But the song that I picked is a song called The End. Mm-hmm. And the lyric I picked out is the second verse. It's everybody screaming just to get the last word. The difference is what she said and what I heard. Why do all hearts break instead of bend? You got to tell me straight. Is this really the end?
Why do they break instead of bend? That's a.
You got to tell me straight.
Is this? Yeah.
Is this really the end?
That's a good lyric. That is a real good lyric, man. Wow.
That's the one I'm going out on.
I know what I'm going out on, but I got a couple here. A newer band that I discovered, and I turned you on to them, Gang of Youths.
Yeah.
It was a song called Fear and Trembling. And it's the one you're thinking of.
I'm thinking When the Fire Goes Out.
That's a good one.
That would be my choice from them.
Yeah, this one though, because and the thing is it's lyrically on this, because this. Let me pull it. This was the thing. It starts off. It's one of those songs that starts off kind of slow with piano, and then it kicks in. I mean, it just really becomes a rocking song. But in that opening part, it says, "Because there are feelings that are strong, and there are ones that are mixed. At the dawn of my youth, of my young life's eclipse, I was a boy once. Now I'm a kind of adult, catching up on all the cool shit I missed. Because we were raised where the pastors, they danced in the aisles with a mosh pit up front full of youths. So if faith is to lose the mind to win God, then I guess I've got nothing to lose." I love that. I was a boy once. Now I'm kind of an adult. Yeah. And then also that whole, because we were raised with the pastors, they danced in the aisles with a mosh pit up front full of youth. That from growing up in the church, especially going in the early 90s and stuff, there was a lot of that these young charismatic youth pastors and stuff, It's a great song, man. Let's see. And then I can always fall back on Bruce Springsteen's Thunder Road.
Oh, yeah.
Because just lyrically, I mean, just go and listen to it. I'm not even going to say lyric. Just people who are listening, just go listen to Thunder Road, because that again, poetry. It is poetry. I'm going to go with this one if I can find it.
While you're talking about Gang of Youths,
mm-hmm.
The one that I was going with was What Can I Do If the Fire Goes Out? This is the sound of a soul in tune to a savage desire for a soul made new. It's a savage desire for a soul untamed, the definitive cry in the present age. Do I throw my clothes in the fire? Do I throw my hopes in the fire? Do those things grow in the fire or burn just to keep me complying? And then the very last line is, what can I do if the fire goes out? Because I don't know if I can live without. I love that song.
Yeah, that whole, man, that was another one of those I was like, who is this? Oh, wait,
Then I went and watched the video of them actually
performing,
doing the song, and I'm like, oh.
I know. Here's one, Frank Turner.
Frank.
The song Get Better. This was my first introduction to him, and I love Frank Turner now. But There's a lyric here. I mean, it's one of those that there's a lot in this that I really love. The chorus of it, he says, "I'm trying to get better because I haven't been my best. She took a plain black marker, started writing on my chest. She drew a line across the middle of my broken heart and said, 'Come on now, let's fix this mess because we can get better because we're not dead yet.'" That right there is amazing. But this second verse, it's like, "They threw me a whirlwind and I spat back the sea. I took a battering, but I've got thicker skin and the best people I know looking out for me. So I'm taking the high road, my engine's running high and fine. May I always see the road rising up to meet me and my enemies defeated in the mirror behind."
Nice.
And yeah, that is a, but that whole, we can get better because we're not dead yet. That whole, it's like, yeah. And the thing is, I heard this song at a time when I really needed to hear this song. Of like, no, this is, yeah. And there's one more that I have here that I don't even want to like do the entire lyrics, and I can't find them, which sucks.
Oh no!
It's a newer song. It's by Ryan Hamilton and the Harlequin Ghost. It's a song called "This Is the Sound," and the chorus.
He's probably so independent that the lyrics.
Yeah, maybe, but it is. It's one of those things. The first time I heard the song, I was just floored by the lyrics, and it was the chorus. It's the chorus that gets me because it says, "This is the sound of." I wish I could remember all of it.
Play the chorus. Try to get it real quick, because I know you got it on Spotify or Apple
I've got
Music
it here.
or something.
Yeah, I could pull it up. And I wish I could find the lyrics because it really is. It's the. Damn it! No. All right, fine. Here we go. You know what? I'm just going to drop it in here.
Yeah.
This is the sound of the chances that you miss. This is the sound of hope and happiness. This is the sound of letting it all go. This is the sound of losing all control. This is the sound of remembering. This is the sound of remembering. All those hymns that...
And but yeah, those lyrics.
Ooh, that was amazing.
Thanks. You know the song though, but yeah, it's just the whole like, this is the sound of remembering.
Yeah.
This is the sound of remembering. This, and to me, this is everything. Those lyrics, kind of. But I love that whole. The whole song is about like music. This is the sound. This is the sound that makes you remember all those things that you did right, all those things you did wrong, all those things that, and that lyrics, it's all about melody. It's all about, the big jangly guitars or the big chunky guitars or the big drums or the bass lines or the whatever it is.
Speaking of big jangly
all
guitars,
that stuff,
I've been on a real Band of Skulls kick here.
Oh yeah, I know you're really getting into those guys.
I love those guys.
There were so many other songs that I wanted to put on this. I really wanted to.
I forced myself to pare it down to what I had.
I actually have one line from a song that I love by a band that you're going to be like,
Give it to me.
Maroon 5. I know you're going to be like, what? But this lyric I have always loved. From the first time I heard it, from the very first time I heard this song, and this lyric, I was like, that is a brilliant song. That is a brilliant lyric because it is so true in life. It's from She Will Be Loved.
Okay.
The lyric, "It's not always rainbows and butterflies, it's compromise that moves us along." That, how did those guys write that song, that lyric?
It's a good question. Because honestly, that's the only thing that keeps this podcast going.
I know. I'm just like, but yeah, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, it's compromise that moves us along. It's like, wow. Yeah. The older you get, the more you realize. You probably noticed that a lot of my lyrics there, especially toward the ends, are all about like growing up, about becoming an adult. It was just something that at 46 years old, as we're sitting here, I have no clue how to be an adult whatsoever, and I'm probably never going to. So
like our parents knew how to be adults.
Yeah, but they knew how to fake it so much better than we have.
Well,
I mean, that's and that is also
the difference is they were willing to fake it, and we were willing to be more honest up front
about
with
what's
being
going
like,
on. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We need to figure it out together.
And that's one of the things. I've got my stepdaughter is 15. She's getting ready to turn 16.
Yeah.
And anytime she asks me something and I don't have an answer for, I'm just like, I don't know. And she kind of looks at me. I'm like, look, adults don't have all the answers. I'm sorry. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, adults do not have all the answers.
No.
There's a lot of them that will tell you they know everything.
No, and they don't.
And they have no, and they're
what
just
a great
making
opportunity
it up.
to have an adventure to try to figure it out.
Exactly. You know,
And I think that's the difference.
It really is.
And even with the generation before our parents, it's, you know, they always tried to shelter the generation
Our
after
parents'
them.
parents went through World War II.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that all of a sudden a bunch of kids had to grow up really fast. And they came back and said, okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna go and we're gonna build this country and hopefully never have to do that ever again.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, again, we're really getting off topic here. But a lot of these lyrics
is 75th anniversary of. Is it 75? I know it's close.
Yeah, it was 45 was V Day, or actually it was last month was the dropping of the bombs.
Yeah,
it was in August.
It
was the 75th anniversary of the end.
Big sidebar. Yeah. I'm actually a member of the Middle Tennessee Military Collectors Association, and we do a couple shows a year, and we've always tried to have veterans. I don't know who arranges it, but we've tried to have veterans from when I first started from World War I to come and sit and talk to, you know, people and talk to kids, you know, and go, hey, this is what it was like.
Right.
And then it was World War, you know, the World War I vets are pretty much all gone.
They're pretty much all gone. That's been 100 years. I mean, that's...
And now we're getting close to where we're about to lose our World War II vets.
We're losing more and more every day.
And we're losing a lot of history in that.
Yeah, I know.
So
a lot of stuff that, you know, that they don't teach in history books, or you know, that people who lived the lived experience, you know, is what it is. But
and that stuff that, you know, if we're willing to go out and get that information and learn some lessons, so we don't have to repeat them.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing, you know, we talk about with Gen X, you know, with our music and that kind of stuff. You know, we started off with music like all the hair metal, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it was all, you know, and all that, and all the 80s. Some of us
started off with the late 70s.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, but the stuff that was really marketed to us,
yeah,
was that type of stuff. It was all the 80s, the real, like, hey, life's great. This is it's all a party. It's this, it's that, blah 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 blah. And then as we were moving into our teens and into college and into the workforce, you know, it was, there's a reason why Nirvana hit, because it was, no, life kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And we're tired of just pretending like everything's fine.
Yep.
And that's when you saw that big turn.
Yep.
All of a sudden, whether you liked it or not, you know, I mean, I was resistant to it at first, but then
I'll admit I was completely resistant to it. But then again, I was listening to darker stuff.
Yeah, you know, and that was also a lot of, like, when you got into the metal, like the, you know,
thrash
the
metal,
thrash, you know,
metal,
right. There was a lot more of, hey, look, life sucks. You know, it wasn't, you know, partying and girls and drugs and blah blah blah. It was
Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. I mean, it was all dark. All
Metallica. You know, on what's the
early
song?
Metallica.
What's the song?
And Justice for All and everything.
Fade to Black.
Yeah, Fade to Black.
That whole song is, I mean, about somebody who's going through depression. Every bit of it.
Which is one of my favorite songs on that Ride to Lightning album.
Yeah, you know, you get into one, and that song is about, you know, it's about the movie Johnny Got His Gun, which is about a guy that went off to World War I and was in an explosion and lost all of his limbs. He lost his hearing, he lost his sight, he lost his speech.
Yep.
And he's just basically a human torso that's just that can't communicate with anybody and just wants to die.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some dark shit. I'm sorry.
And that's what I was listening to growing up.
Yeah, I know. I listened to a lot of it too. You know, and I remember, like, my mom one time, we were in the car and, you know, I was driving. I don't know. I was in late teens somewhere, and I was listening to. I was making her listen to Metallica, you know, or something. I think it was actually the song "Creeping Death" is what it was.
Oh, that's a good
which is a great song, you know. Which I was like, hey, I figured she'd enjoy that. She's a churchgoer. It's all about Moses, you know. It's basically, you know. But it's one of those things where it's like, she was sitting there, and I mean, about midway through it, she just looks over at me and she goes, and she just kind of looked at the CD player, and she looked at me and she goes, no wonder you're always down. It's just
well, see, that was the thing. listen to heavy metal. We weren't listening to it because we were down.
Right.
If we were down, yeah, we would listen to it, but it was like, okay, we're not the only one. Somebody else is feeling
Right,
this.
exactly. And somebody was speaking to us, and
it made you feel better.
Right, and that's where you get, again, you go back to Nirvana.
Yeah.
Whether you liked them or not, the lyric, though, from Smells Like Teen Spirit.
When it first hit, I was like, no, this sucks.
Right.
No, this sucks.
But the whole, here we are now, entertain us.
As I've aged, I have come to really appreciate that album.
Right. And again, that whole lyric, that spoke to so many people. Here we are now, entertain us.
Yeah.
Do something. Seriously. We've been marketed to our entire lives, and we're resistant to it.
Yeah.
Entertain us. Do it. I dare you. It's really a dare. It's more of a I dare you than it is a call for you to actually do it. It's
the fact that the song was named after a teenage female deodorant.
Oh, I know.
Teen Spirit.
And I remember that too, because I remember those commercials, the Teen Spirit, and it was like, smells like Teen Spirit. Like, what the hell? I know it's Kathleen Hanna. I know it's that Kurt smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
And he thought, oh yeah, she means it. He's like, no, you smell like the deodorant Teen Spirit. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for spending a lot of time with us, because we're at an hour and a half or so.
Look at it this way: it wasn't Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell.
Yes, there you go. 5 hours. I know. Here's the thing: if you go to our YouTube page, and there will be a link in the notes. Yeah. I will have links to all of these songs where you can go and listen to all of them that I can find on YouTube.
The Fred Eaglesmith stuff may be a little hard to find.
I bet it's on there somewhere. If not officially, somebody has put it on there with lyric videos or something, So I'm gonna have to get a list of all your stuff.
I'll just give you the paper.
That's fine, and that way I can go through. But there will be a list of all a link where you can go and listen to every one of these songs. There could have been so much. We may have to come back for a second one on this, because who we never even talked about?
Who's that?
Is Jason Isbell. Neither one of us brought him up.
No,
I never brought up Drive By Truckers.
Stop recording. No. We have to start completely over now, because somehow we got through a song about lyrics and we didn't do Isbell.
I know, and there could be so many other.
I think we're just going to do a full episode on Isbell.
We absolutely. Hey, you know what? We could do one on Drive By and Isbell both. Just together, since the two, going to go hand in hand. Now, he's had a much longer career solo than he did when he was with them, but it's still
my favorite song is still Outfit.
That's I love that song, and that was a drive-by,
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much. We have go to our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook page, our
email.
Parler or Parlay or however
Parler.
I've heard it both ways. So
I'm calling it Parler.
Yeah. I seem to hear Parler more now. It started off Parlay and now it's going to Parler. Also, that is any of those places, any of that social media, you can find us under Project Gen X Pod.
Yep.
And then go to caffeineandsleepingpills.com. I'm going to have some new stuff up there. I'm sorry that I haven't put anything recently. I've been having internet problems here at my house.
We're still waiting on the AT&T
AT&T is supposed to. We were half expecting them to bust in while we were doing this, and
he only has 18 minutes left.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here between 4 and 8. Obviously, he's not here yet. So, but as soon as I have internet again here at the house, I'll be able to start posting some more stuff. I saw some movies, and I want to write about them.
AT&T, less bars and more places.
Yeah, something like that. This is internet. This isn't even,
I know.
So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Also, let us know some of your favorite lyrics, because I know you guys, all of y'all out there listening, have so many that we haven't even begun.
Go over to the Facebook page.
Yes, and drop them in there.
Yeah. We want to know what lyrics what bands are you listening to?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about The Cure. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh wait, there's a whole bunch of. I know mine was kind of 90s and 2000s
we
centric.
We didn't talk about Sturgill Simpson either.
Yeah, well, there's we didn't Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson. I almost put some Willie Nelson on here, but anyway,
Chris Christopherson.
We could go through so many of them, so many. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And we'll see you next time. We got something special for the next one, well, I'll just leave it for you. But yeah, our next episode after this one's got something really special. So thank you once again, and we will see you next time.
See ya.